Hello YouTube, just bringing Twitch online slowly. Alright, well, we've got a little bit of a different stream for you today. I'm going to be using Hero Forge, creating some cool characters. I saw this video recommended to me yesterday and thought this character looked pretty cool. Great video if you like watching people draw and paint and stuff, comic book kind of characters. So I'm going to be trying to recreate this chap over here. I've also paused it on a still of his video over here, which is pretty cool. And that'll be my reference for Hero Forge. It looks like we're all live on Twitch as well, so that's great. And yeah, well, we might as well get started. Now, what am I going to do about... I think what I'll do is I'll put this over here. And oh, no thank you. I'll put this over here, and then I can just look at it like reference. Hello? Why is it doing that? That works. Alright. So, let's see. What are we doing here? We should start with the species. And I think we are going to need a... Let's make this full screen out as well. And we'll just take this, this. What even is this? And unlock them. And I just want to move this. How do I do that again? Okay, there we are. Perfect. I just pop that all over there. Alright. Species. We'll have to go with something that's a little orc-like, or goblin-esque, should I say. Let me actually see about taking a little picture. I do have a snipping tool on my start bar, so that should do the trick. Rectangular snip. There we are, perfect. Oops. Now if I click on this here, I'm going to lose it. Heartbreak City. I'm going to have to leave it over here, off the window. You guys don't get to see the reference. I showed it to you in the beginning. Take one last look. Okay. What have we got? Yeah. I think this is kind of the closest thing we're looking for. Feral Goblin, maybe? Nose needs to be a lot pointier. I do think this is the best base to start off with. And then we'll just change certain features like the nose and the ears going forward. Just see what other options we got here. Definitely not the Okay, we're back here. Let's give him some color. Hello. Let's just loading him in. This is kind of the closest, but it's so glossy. Maybe we should start with that. Then we click on theme. Click on this one. Skin. No, no skin. Ah, here we are. Ears can have a kind of a reddish thing to them. Ah, here we are. This is kind of what we're looking for. But now gold just simply isn't it. Yeah, deep 4. It's more like it. Jeez, toenails. Should we leave them as green? They look a little bit ugly. That's kind of what I'm going for. Just make my reference picture a lot bigger. Okay. Wow. Make that red. I will make strange yellow color. That looks cool. Belly. Stick with the deep belly. Okay, he doesn't really have any eyebrows. Let's just look for a decent starting pose. something like this. I think this can be a fairly good starting position. Now let's look at sorting the head out. I want sort of a pointy forehead. Oh yes, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Now this one. What does this do? Bring the age up a decent bit. Getting there. Now we need a much pointier looking chin. Maybe something like this. I think that's a fair thing to start with, or like this maybe. I'm gonna look at the face pose. I want a sort of a crazy sort of smile. Could start with this. Okay, that's an option, but maybe we'll go straight to the mouth. kind of like a Joker sort of a smile that he's got. I think this is the closest thing we're gonna get. But then I think we should edit our mouth a bit here. Big edits. How did I manage to do this thing where I opened the mouth and closed it? Must be under pose. Teeth. It's not really it. Maybe it's under face edits. He doesn't really have an underbite, but something we could look at later. Okay, that opens things up a little more. Ah, it's a bit better. That's more like it. It's more like what we're going for. Yeah. And I think we're going to need a sort of a taller body, skinny, lean like this. It's more like it. Comic book, maybe. Head should be big. Head needs to be fairly big. I think that's better. Okay. Now, I do think with the eyebrows, we shouldn't have any. Oh, that looks round about right. That's a little more like it. Want something firm and sort of muscular eyebrows. Kind of like that. It's sort of better. Yeah. Like that. they need to be so thick. I think that's better, yeah. And these eyes are way too big. These eyes need to be a lot smaller. Not tiny like that. And then I think if we can bring them closer together, the closest we can do, I think. Yeah, that's more like it. Let's get this nose. We need a nose that is as pointy and pixie-like as anything. It's a little more like it. It's almost cartoonesque, this kind of nose we're looking for. That's probably the closest we're going to get. Bring it in. Can make it longer. Want it down like that, yeah. Bring it as out as possible. Yes, that's looking much better. That's kind of what I'm looking for. We need to bring in these nostrils. Yeah, nostril size. The wings. Yeah, that's more like it. The tip must be tiny and long, like a mosquito. It's proboscis. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Well, they've got some good options here, that's for sure. And what about this? Yes. That would not what we're looking for. Yeah, more down like that. Okay. I feel like a certain section of this should. Is that better? Shouldn't be too bloody. Too long. I think that's alright. No? Make it even smaller. In the picture, it does kind of go down to his chin. But now, yeah, that should be fine. I think that's the best we're going to get. Pretty damn good. Let's see if we can... There, that's better, yeah. More like what we're looking for. There we go. No, now he's looking damn evil. He needs to have some more, I think, some more aged looking features on him. Yeah, that's better. carved. Put some carved on. Softness. Jeez, okay, yeah, I guess we're getting there. Maybe a bit more age. Goodness. Monstrosity. Okay, ears. Ears is what's next. I don't know if I like these ones. We could use them. Oh, I think these are better. I need to be a little bit wider than that. These are the ones I had, didn't I? I want them to be very sharp. I mean, that's okay. We can always edit them in the pose setting, can make them bigger and stuff. And I think that's what I should be aiming for. Yeah, I think these are the best. Let's go to advanced pose, blah 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 blah. Yes, here we are. Yes, scale. The only thing is that just makes them bigger, but we want them to be sort of longer. Rotation, position. Yeah, that's not exactly it. You can't adjust them here. I need something thinner and pointier. I think we're gonna have to. Ooh, what about this? I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. I think these are the best option that we've got. Okay, then we go to pose. It's more like it. Bring the scale up. Thinking that's it, but goodness. I think these are better. I think we just make them a little bit bigger, these ones. Nah, that's not it. Let's get these funny curly-ish ones. Those look more pointy. The idea is to get them to sort of be like the opposite of whatever's going on with the nose. The nose is pointing down, so you want these to sort of be, yeah, like that. That's it. That's more like it. Okay. Now I want to continue with this. See this crown thing. I think that's a bit better. Maybe more like the forehead. Yeah. I guess it more. Bring the crown down. That's more like it. Now this is starting to look cool. Okay, start giving him some gear, some clothing. He doesn't really wear a shirt, so we're going to take that off. And we're just going to give him something for his back, something like this. Let's just get some color going on here under the, and let's give it a save. I think it's time for us to save as bold pix, like a cross between a pixie and a goblin. What could we call that? Pixlin. Either Pixlin or Gob. No, Gobsies. That sounds fucking weird. Bald Pixlin. There we go. Brilliant. Okay, let's give him a theme just to start the texturing process. I don't know how I feel about any of these themes so far. I think this is the closest to what we're going for. Because he doesn't really wear much. Okay, back to clothing. See if we can find a better back piece. That's a lot better. Not exactly what I'm looking for. I'm sure it's out there. Ooh, that's close. We want something more though. And something bigger. Let's see about shoulders. Something like that. That's looking more like it. No. The one was better. That is metal, but we could just texture it differently. It actually looks kind of cool. Even though it's not in line with the reference. But I'll remember it for another creation. That's too much. Okay, I think we've kind of got it close. No, we don't really want him wearing anything. He's sort of a shirtless maniac. It's too much. Sort of skull necklace-esque thing. Not seeing much there. There was no sort of skull necklace here. Now there was this one. We can't use it with this. Okay. He doesn't really have anything on his hands other than a sort of weird bangle on his arm. Metal one. But unlink it, don't do that. And it's got to be like up there, so. I mean, these are hands, so it's not really going to go here. I think maybe this was the better move over here, and we'll just make that metal. We'll paint it a metal sort of color. Okay, let's go here. Let's look at paints. What we want to do is we need a sort of. Was there fur? I thought I saw a fur preset. We'll just stick with hair. And we want something that looks kind of like hay. Like that. Darker. Could try wood. Something like that. That's kind of closer to the color we're looking for. And then maybe if we can go with a sort of a like this. Dark leather. Oh, it's only one color. It's just so like odd. Okay, that looks a bit better. The body needs to be more muscular. Like that, yeah, that's looking better. Upper scale. Something like that. Head size. It's fine as is. Hand size should be bigger. It is kind of cartoonish. Let's give it another little save. We made some excellent progress. Let's give him some gear. Let's see about back, right? There's this one, but I use it so much. I don't think I should use it again. Because even in the, it's not like a full-fledged cape that the guy has on in the reference. Do something like this. Could do something like this. Yeah, I think that's fair. Just paint it the same color, which is hair, right? Goodness. Or was it the wood? I think it was this wood color. That's kind of it. What we're going for. I think we can leave that darker there just because it kind of makes sense more like that. And then metal. We want light wash for this. We could do light wash like that. I think that makes the most sense, or should we do something more? Yeah, a little more rusty. And for here, I think. That's coming along swimmingly. That looks quality. Give it another save. Back items. Miscellaneous, sci-fi, modern, fantasy, historical, quiver. There's a lot of stuff here that can go on the back, eh? Damn, there's a lot of stuff, yeah. That looks pretty cool. That's not exactly what I'm looking for, is it? Yeah, no, that's a bit... We could do two. That's a little strange. Not what I'm looking for. These are just weapons. I think we're in the archery section or... Okay, I've looked enough here. Oh, okay, now this is all earrings and stuff. Side. He has got all sorts of like leather straps, but I don't see any weapons attached to them. Let's see about looking at what the pose is saying. Got this. Oh, yes, that's what we need. Something like that. 1.2, 1.2, 1.2. Should we have it like up a little? Yeah, that gives it that sort of different look. What? Position up. Yeah. We want the posture to be sort of, yes, like that, animalistic in a way. Like that, yeah, that's much better. Give it a save. Oh, that's looking cool. Just bring this sort of in more. This hand has to be like open, fully sort of open, clawed. And we need to give him more sort of claw-like hands. Better. Not exactly what I'm looking for. This. That's more like it. Bring it up like that. Give it a twist here and there. Okay. How do we do good body, hey? Yeah, here's the hands. Hello, show yeah. Let's see about this. There's got to be some claw-like things. What is this? Oh, there we are. Oh, hello. I guess fantasy. More what we're looking for. These are some. Can't really change it here in the pose. That ain't it. I mean, they got the right fingers. It's just the rest of the hands that's the problem. Not many options here, unfortunately, for the hands. Oh, why did I think there was more options for the hands? Ah, this will do, maybe. Give him sharp finger nails. That's kind of what he. I guess that's the closest thing we'll get. And they're all kind of greenish. The little strange things. Okay, I think that is a bit better. Shouldn't be as long as the other ones were. Let's give it a little save. And I'm just going to go on to a small bathroom break. We'll be back very shortly. Okay, I'm back. I'm very pleased with how he's looking. Let me get my little reference up here. Okay. Now we sort of... I think what we got to do here is this green color. I'm not feeling it. Color, here we are. Mix. Where's this funny little green color? This one here. It should just be on the sort of deep form. I think for all of these funny little nails. Maybe ochre green brown like this, yes. That's not what we had before. It was a lot greener. Now there's the original. Yeah, that's a much better looking. Gotta put those with the rest of the hands closed, that's fine. But what I think we do need is if we go to the body and we click here, not nails, but not palms. Yes, palms. Dark oak. Oak bright green. Something like that. That kind of works. Makes it more monster-esque. Okay. Now, what of this? This is how his arm sort of is. Elbow is less twisted. Clavicle sort of out here. Tilted. This needs some work. That's more like it. Something like that. Do these arms need some more work? What am I missing here? These arms need to be more muscular. Something sort of in between gaunt and muscular. Ugh. That is a little better, but heavy set. That's like if he's a fat ass. Want some sort of veins and stuff. I'm sure we can manage that. Maybe if we give it some decals, you know. Extras. Well, let's give him his axe. We want an axe that's sort of bloody. This is kind of fairly good. Just, oh, this is not on in his hand. Something like this. Kind of. Let's see about a bigger one. Sort of a cleaving. Big. It's not big enough. Probably it's going to be a bit too small, eh? A little odd looking. What is this? What the? Okay then. This is kind of more like it, eh? Big. Okay, I think we've gone through almost all of them. I'm not sure where to start about this. See now this, if it was bigger, two-handed. Oh, that's a lot closer to what I'm going for. Ooh, this one's quite good. But small. This one. So too small. Could just be one like that. Let's look through them again. They are a bit thin. Yeah, I'm thinking more of a battle axe like this. But that one's just too thick. This one? Oh, that's better. That's too small. I think that's what we're gonna go with. Pose. Grip position. Up there. And let's give it a good save. Okay. Elbow. Hello. That's more like it. There we go. that kind of what you're going for? Somewhat. It's a bit better, eh? I think that's pretty good. Then we just move this one like that. That's looking better. I think clavicle, kind of what we're looking for, something like that, eh? Whoa, and the tilt. That's alright, like that. I think that's the best we're gonna get for that whole thing. Do you think this mouth needs to sort of be wider, more open? Yeah, that's looking better. Same with the jaw and the teeth. Oh, all my teeth are this one, okay. That's actually better. It's like fuller. I thought there were more edits I could do the teeth. Maybe it's under pose or something. Yeah. Teeth height. Go there. Depth. I want them to come out more. Teeth scale. Even better. That's more like it. Now he's looking crazy. That's exactly what I was going for. But now that we can see him, I'm thinking we should go back to the old crazy teeth. These ones. Yeah, okay, that's better. I think that's better. Eh? Or maybe even that. Those are kind of more like what they got here. I think that's the best we're gonna get for that. I think these ears can be a tiny bit smaller, to be fair. Okay. It's looking good. He's got like little tufts of hair, tiny, almost invisible tufts of hair, like stubble almost on his head. Not really what we're looking for. We'll look at decals. Let's do decals right now. Look at, is it here? There's nothing particular for the arms. Blood stain, yeah, dirt stain it says. If we go something like this. Ooh, yeah. That's more like it. Something like that. I think that's pretty good. And then I also wanted something on the arms, like veins, you know? I don't know if they'll be able to give me anything like that. Muscular, vein-esque. Not exactly what I'm looking for. Oh, this might be good. Something kind of like a fur type beat. Pattern be back. This is kind of what I was thinking. Something like this. We could change the color. Needs to be a little less uniform though. Red corn pattern. I don't think so. I think we'll stick clear from that. I think also we should just do some more of this. Pose him down, bring his head up a little more, like this. This arm's gonna need some work. If we I don't know how I feel about that. I think maybe we could do like this. I think if we continue editing this, it's just going to be perfectionism. What we do need to do, what we desperately do need to do, is there's nothing here with the sort of skulls that we're looking for, is there? It's all very, yeah, it's not too much decorative sort of stuff. Not exactly what we're looking for around here. Okay, let's get on to the legs because we haven't done this yet. Now we've got to find a big sort of skull troll head. It's a loincloth. Oh, he does, upon close inspection, have a loincloth with a skull then on top of it, like this. It's too much. So too much. We were closer here to the top. Not bad. It's more just like this, yeah, like a front piece, kind of, yeah. Ah, kind of more like it, I think. Think the best option. This is so cool. I think the best option we had was ultimately that one's not bad. Too much. I think what's this? This is kind of more like it. And then under the legs, we just look for something that's like leather pieces. Not exactly what I was thinking. It's kind of more like it. But then a giant. Maybe if we can do... Yes, I think we can do like a side item here. We got some skull thing type there. Let's look for sort of troll. Okay, let's go for... Start by looking under fantasy. Instrument light, miscellaneous. Looking at miscellaneous, maybe we'll find some sort of head. Even if we have to do like a book like this, it gets closer to it. Okay, I think this book might be the best option we have. And then we just simply go to pose, click on the book, position, that's good, in, forward, Why did I think I'd be able to put this on my chap? It's kind of closer. Something like this. Okay. And then we'll just color this with... Maybe we just got to mix. I think this is kind of what we're looking for. Over here. Hello. So, what we're looking for. And the same for his funny little thingies and thing there. That's better, yeah. Okay. Thinking that's better. And I'm thinking we stick with this funny little rust type things. I don't want the gold and all that, but bit much, in my opinion. That's looking damn good. Now, let's look at, we need a little more red on the nose. On the tip of the nose, we'll go to decals in order to secure that. Is there no other? I think I can vaguely see a ring on his thing, something like that. No, sand. I'll just leave that there. I think that's good enough as is. Okay, decal on the nose. Could do it. Oh, there we go. That's alright. I don't know. We want it to be more on the tip. Not exactly what I'm looking for. Let's just scroll down and see what else we can see here. Ah, here we are. This is more like it. Yes, now we go from here to maybe something like this. Maybe a little darker. No, let's go for a new one. And then we just bring it in. Want it to be sort of reddish, but make it lighter. Actually, I think this is best. That's kind of what the ears are. Now that looks around about right. Okay. Well, I think that's round about everything, isn't it? Let's do another thing on the side here. Sort of strap, sort of a leather sort of strap-like thing. It could go around the leg or something like that. No. Oh, I saw something there. What's this? Oh, that's just a barbell. Feet. We can find some kind of leather strap-like thing. We can't see what his feet look like in the reference drawing, so I think they must have some. I think they must have some longer fingernails. Yo, Lisa, how are you doing? First time chatter. Not really what I'm looking for. Let's just fix up the strange feet. Body. Bit odd. I'm glad to hear that, Lisa. Now they should allow us to give him, maybe if we go here, sort of sharp feet, sharp nails on the fingernail, foot, toenails. That's what I'm looking for. I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm doing well. Having a grand old time trying to recreate this comic book character. But I just can't. It just doesn't seem like there's any feet customization options. Which is, I guess, to be expected. The feet options in this posing it, everything is kind of a little lackluster. I guess you're expected to wear sort of shoes or what. Maybe later on they'll add some nails for the feet, something like that. Because they have it for the hands, but not for the feet, not yet. And what about this? Did I look here? I did, okay. Well, he's starting to look complete. I don't see what else he might need. I think that's everything. Let's give it another little save just to be sure. Let's edit the cheeks. I think the cheekbones need to look more like they're smiling. More upwards. Is that correct? I think that's better. Bring them out more. Bring them in more. In more looks better. Tough them up a tiny bit there. Not that much. Thanks, Lisa. I'm cooking. Let bro cook. Well, let me show you what I'm actually doing here. I saw this video recommended on my screen yesterday. I've just paused it where this guy was painting, so I'm trying to recreate this character. What do you think about that? This one here in the middle. It's tricky to find the skull thing. The best way to do is with this book. But the head I've kind of got pretty alright. I don't know. I mean, I don't see. We're kind of there. We're kind of there. The pose I can't really get for the arm. It's a little tricky. This arm I've kind of got. Doesn't have to be perfect, but yeah. I'm surprised I got the nose. That was what I thought would be the trickiest part, but I used different features of the different goblin presets and then adjusted them. I thought it wouldn't be too hard because Hero Forge is actually a very good software. But I'm thinking I'm kind of got everything already here now. Just looking at the last details for. But as soon as you start trying to be a perfectionist, then you start ruining things, you know. I think next episode, I must try and do this one. Make a humanoid. Crazy haircut. I wonder if they've got something like that. I'm sure they do. Yeah, it's not always the best to just copy. But I just wanted to see because I thought, you know, this is an interesting looking character. Like it's very unique, you know, a bald sort of goblin with a pixie nose. And I thought, I wonder if I could do that in Hero Forge. What I'm trying to do is just push Hero Forge to the limit and like really uh, try to absolutely recreate something. I've made many of my own characters, but that's easy because you just go, okay, I feel like this. Okay, that looks good. Okay, that looks good, right? But when you're trying to make something like one to one almost, that can be a lot harder. So I thought, let me give that a go with Hero Forge and see how how many options there are. And I think I'm pleasantly surprised with what I can do with it. And I thought it would also just be entertaining for people to watch. But I'll show you here. Let me just, it is saved. But I'll show you here some of my other characters. I think some of them, like this one and this one, I don't know if I can show because you never know, you know, with with what do you call it? Um, YouTube and Twitch, you never know what they might flag something as that's not exactly accurate. This was also something I saw on a like on my recommended page that I try to recreate. See, trying to make characters that look more like creatures and not like humans is, I find, always a tricky thing for character creating software. But I managed to get the posing in this right. I want him to look like he's sort of like a pack horse type thing, especially from this angle. Of course, you can't get such animalistic legs, but I think still works. Goth GF. Let's see about the eyes. I wonder if we can we choose where the eyes look? Ah, yes. We want them to look up. And then we can sort of bring the head down a little bit more. That looks very evil. It's kind of what we're going for. Something like that. Yeah, that's a little more like it. Well, I usually play like fantasy MMOs and survival games, and been playing a lot of Enshrouded recently, Lord of the Rings Online. Um, been playing some Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but you're mainly fantasy. And you, Lisa? I think these legs need to be more muscular. Now that's actually much better. Oh, okay. What horror games are you playing currently? Hmm, maybe this is a better choice. Or even this. Actually, I think that looks closer to the reference. And then I think we were on this. There we are. Oh, Resident. Is it Resident or Resident Evil? Oh, yeah. You said I mostly play DBD and Resident Evil. DBD, that's Dead by Daylight, hey? And what's your favorite Resident Evil game? I actually think that's a better color. So for here, it's more like it. And then I think we can even do the stage. Something like that, maybe. Or something a little more sand-like. Make it a square one. Aish. Yeah, Resident Evil is pretty cool. I think for the room we'll do well, I think I'm happy with that. Let's leave it at that. It's the perfect thumbnail. Maybe I should take. I can't believe I had this making coffee thing up for so long. Heartbreak City. Well, good thing I stopped it now. Good enough for the thumbnail. Or maybe I'll just edit the thumbnail. My vibes. I'm a professional when it comes to gaming, even though I was here to ask to accept offers from designers. Or somehow. What? I don't know what you're asking me. What do you mean by my vibes to caught you off guard? Nah, not really. I'm not big enough for any of that. Maybe one day when I'm really famous and really rich, then I can let you know about those kinds of things. But I think right now it's time to end the stream, and I'll be back on not a long time to make another couple of characters. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for tuning in for the live stream, and I'll see you all in the next one.